Hey guys, welcome to Lucky Podcasts. This is the second episode in the series on Panchayati Raj institutions in India and their evolution. We will discuss Ashok Mehta Committee and its recommendations in this episode. But before that, if you haven't listened to the first episode wherein we discussed recommendations of Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, we suggest that you go watch that video first. The link is in the description box below. Before we start Ashok Mehta Committee, please understand that between Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, which was appointed in 1957, and Ashok Mehta Committee that's constituted in 1977, that's in a gap of 20 years, about 12 to 13 small committees and study teams were appointed to study Panchayati Raj institutions in India. So we are not discussing all of them. We will discuss Ashok Mehta Committee and its recommendations in this episode. But if you want to know the names of the committees and the subjects they took up and the years they were appointed, you can read them again in the description box below. So let's start with Ashok Mehta Committee and its recommendations. In the year 1977, December, the Janata Government appointed a committee on Panchayati Raj institutions under the chairmanship of Ashok Mehta. It submitted its report in August 1978 and made 132 recommendations to revive and strengthen the declining Panchayati Raj system in the country. It suggested almost 132 recommendations, but let us discuss all of them and the main recommendations in 14 points. First, the three-tier system of Panchayati Raj should be replaced by the two-tier system. That is, Jilla Parishad at the district level and below it the Mandal Panchayat consisting of a group of villages with a total population of 15 to 20,000. Second, a district should be the first point for decentralization under popular supervision below the state level. Jilla Parishad. Third, Jilla Parishad should be the executive body and made responsible for planning at the district level. Fourth, there should be an official participation of political parties at all levels of Panchayat elections. Fifth, the Panchayati Raj institutions should have compulsory powers of taxation to mobilize their own financial resources. Sixth, there should be a regular social audit by a district level agency and by a committee of legislators to check whether the funds allotted for the vulnerable social and economic groups are actually spent on them or not. Seventh point, the state government should not supersede the Panchayati Raj institutions. In case of any imperative supersession, elections should be held within 6 months from the date of supersession. Eighth, the Nyaya Panchayats should be kept as separate bodies from that of development panchayats. They should be presided over by a qualified judge. 9th point, the chief electoral officer of a state in consultation with the chief election commissioner should organize and conduct the Panchayati Raj elections. 10th point, development functions should be transferred to the Jilla Parishad and all development staff should work under its control and supervision. 11th, the voluntary agencies should play an important role in mobilizing the support of the people for Panchayati Raj. 12th, a minister for Panchayati Raj should be appointed in the State Council of Ministers to look after the affairs of the Panchayati Raj institutions. 13th, seats for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes should be reserved on the basis of their population. 14th and final, a constitutional recognition should be accorded to the Panchayati Raj institutions. This would give them the requisite status or sanctity and stature and an assurance of continuous functioning. Ashok Mehta Committee recommendations were submitted to the Janata Government, but due to the collapse of the Janata Government before the completion of its term, no action could be taken on the recommendations at the central level. However, 3 states of like Karnataka, West Bengal and Andhra Pradesh took steps to revitalize the Panchayati Raj, keeping in view some of the recommendations of the Ashok Mehta Committee. Thank you for listening. In the next episode, let us listen to GVK Rao Committee and its recommendations.